All right, first thing we're going to do is we can easily add or tap on this block here, or we can just say add block. And we'll do that. I'm going to go ahead and just bring in my tried and true, not stomp box. We're going to do an amp head. And I really just prefer the Blues Junior because of that fat switch in there and the EQ and master volume, pre-volume, all that stuff. It's just a good all-around tone that I thoroughly enjoy. So I'm not going to think too hard about that. And then add another block. And we're going to put in my own Doctor McFarland IR. And I usually go with the either a greenback, or I can go with the vintage 30 as well. But let's just do a greenback 57 down 50% with the 121 still at 100%. Okay, so we have an amp and a virtual cab. Okay, so that sounds good. Here's the neck pickup. Okay, going back to bridge. Now, I could add all kinds of overdrive pedals and delays and all kinds of stuff. I know I want, and there might be a situation where you just take a pencil and a piece of paper and write down what you want out of a preset. Because essentially what the switch link functionality allows you to do is you can hit one switch when you're in foot switch mode. You can hit one switch and that can turn on or off and also change parameters of any of the pedals or the amp that you want. And then you can hit another switch and everything that was on before can now essentially toggle on and off. But let's say you wanted a pedal that was on during switch A, or the first switch. You can leave that on during switch B. You just have to tell it what you want. So essentially you're creating different combinations, up to 8 different combinations, or really 9, as Doug, the Doug guy on YouTube said. Because if you had everything off, that is your first initial state. Maybe it's just an amp and a cab and a reverb, or whatever that is. And then hitting switch 1 down here is your second state, third state, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, and ninth. So technically 9 different scenes within one preset. And then if we go back to our preset view, you can switch to another preset and then continue on having 8 more scenes or 9 more scenes and so on. So we just have a very basic amp and cab. I'm going to hit the block and go to effects. And I really honestly love all the drives in here. I mean, they all sound really good in their own right. More than likely, for what I'm going to do with this amp, because the amp does have a fat switch. So I'm either going to go with the green box or I can do the Nashville overdrive. And let's do the Nashville overdrive for now. This will be good. And then we'll also bring in a compressor. So dynamics and EQ. We're going to do the studio compressor. Yeah, that's fine. Anything else I would want before the amp? I'm not sure. Just for fun, let's bring in some modulation. And we'll do a simple phase 90. Because that's cool. Now, after the amplifier, we're going to add in a slew of other stuff. We'll do modulation. We'll add in the Boss tremolo. Classic tremolo, right? Effects. We'll do delay first. Now, I found hours before I'm doing this now, if I had the tape echo selected, usually with tape style delays, once you change the parameter, you actually hear the little the little tape changing speed and all that. That's not really my bag. I mean, it's fine. You could do a studio delay if you wanted it to be really simple. The ping pong delay is really good. You also have a digital delay as well. So let's try the digital delay. Digital delay. And we can have that on for certain scenes. Or, I mean, Fender's not really even technically calling them scenes. Maybe, I don't know. I have to go look at the release notes, but everybody else that has a Helix or a Fractal or any other device, we all know that when you make a preset or a rig, you can have either a thing called scenes or snapshots, and that allows you to create different combinations of effects within a preset. So, what was I adding just now? I'm adding effects. I'm adding delay. Let's do the ping pong delay. All right, so we're getting really crazy here. Now for reverb, I know I want a cloud verb, but I'm gonna put a large room reverb in there first, and then you can. I mean, Tone Master Pro is kind of crazy because you can just add all kinds of cool stuff in here. I like the cloud reverb just for a good overall general purpose ambient type thing. And I know I like the shimmer verb, but the nebula is also really nice as well. I think between all these, that's going to sound good. I'm going to add a block. I'm going to put it before the delay, and I'm going to make sure that my swell sound is in there somewhere. So we have a auto swell delay. There is an actual auto swell dynamics thing, but we're just going to do that. So this is the issue that I came across earlier, and let me go ahead and save this. We're going to clear it. We're going to say, we're going to call it switch link. So far, we're having a lot of fun, but everything is literally on, which is fine, unless you remember to actually go back as you're adding things and bypass them. But otherwise, I have to go here, turn it on. Maybe I can just do this, then swipe, bypass, swipe. I'm going to leave that room on, turn the cloud off. I'm going to turn all this off. Okay, same here. Go to the phaser, turn that off. So that kind of workflow is not horrible. I mean, it's not too bad. I mean, you just got to get used to all this stuff, but it's not something that I'm used to. All right. Okay, so there's my nice room reverb. Let's dial that in a little bit more. Definitely turn down the pre-delay. Let's turn up the diffusion. There's the room size. Maybe no diffusion. And then turn down the mix a bit. Maybe turn up the pre-delay by like 20. Okay, really this state right here, this could be my first initial state with nothing on, right? I could even go one better. I could say, okay, I want to turn on the studio compressor. You can really squash the signal by bringing down the threshold, bringing down the horse, if you're a Wallflowers fan. Okay, so that's reducing the gain or the overall dynamics pretty well. Okay, I'm okay with that. So now we have an amp, cab, basic reverb, and a studio compressor. Okay, there's my blank first state of this preset here. Now, I have not written this down, but essentially I'm going to go clean, rhythm, lead, some kind of swell, ambient, something. Do like a little tremolo here. Probably right above the swell, I'm going to have still an ambient patch, but no swell. So I'm going to have a swell, an ambient. Then I have 2 blocks here I can keep open for whatever I want, right? All right, so first what we have to do is go into foot switch assign. Tap on the plus right there. I'm just going to go ahead and call this clean. So I want that on. I want my hall reverb on. And that's going to be about it. Okay. So now my block says multi because I've assigned multiple things to that switch. But I'm going to have this be blue. And you can see that the active color is dim. I could have it be something else. I can have it be a totally different color, but I'm just going to go ahead and dim it. I think that is one of the new features, by the way. I'm going to do a custom label. We're going to call this clean, like so. And then scroll up a little bit. We have the switch link right here. So if I want that, I can either have it off or I can have it assigned to switch link A, B, C, or D. So essentially that gives you different categories to kind of group things in. But more than likely, when I go to my switch 2, I want my first switch to turn off in whatever state that was. So pretty much all these are going to be in switch A. I may take a nap at some point and realize, hey, I can use switches, switch state B, C, and D for this really cool thing. But as of right now, we're just going to stick with everything in switch link A kind of deal. Okay. So you can see that the switch stays dim even though I turn it off. All right, so if I go back, so essentially if I wanted just a dry amplifier with nothing else on, I could do that. So nothing on, just dry amp, and then clean adds in the compression. Now, I could go one step farther and say, I'm going to change my mind on that. I'm going to turn that off. Okay, so check this out. Okay, so the reverb is going to stay on, but it's the compressor that's going to turn on and off if I hit clean. Okay. So not huge difference, but it's there for when I want it, okay? Now, what's going to be cool here is on switch 2, I'm actually going to have the same sound, but I'm going to do a parameter change on this amp. And I'm going to have the fat switch be select activated value is going to be on. Select inactive value is going to be off, okay? And let's see, switch link is going to be A. Let's just see what happens here. So I'm on clean right now. And we can see that the switch is off, okay? If I go over to my second option, hold on. If I go here, okay, the fat switch is on now. So a little bit cleaner, a little bit less volume. Okay. It works for me. It's pretty good. Now the third switch is going to be, actually for this switch right here, we're going to do something a little bit different. So we've changed the parameter, but we're going to add another plus. We're going to do on and off. We're going to turn on this delay here. And we're also going to give it a custom label. We're going to call this rhythm. Now, a long time ago, I had a Boss ES8. And I literally had a notepad and a pencil or pen. And I would just write down all the different needs and wants that I wanted to create out of that preset. And it was a lot. I mean, you have to really keep track of everything you're doing. And then once you do this process a few times, you kind of get the muscle memory down. It's not too hard. So clean has my studio on. Now something weird is happening right now. I want my rhythm to be on here, or my delay to be on. So I'm going to save that. Okay. I think that's working now. And my fat switch is on there. When I go back, my fat switch is off. Okay. I could turn the volume up a little bit. I could probably turn the master up a little bit, get a little more juice. All right, now for this digital delay, I want it to be very low in the mix, very low feedback, almost like a slapback kind of sound. Do like a 16th note. Or I could go the opposite. I say I want it to be a dotted eighth, but very low in the mix, very low feedback. Okay, not too bad. Maybe a little bit more feedback. Okay. That's fine. It's just going to be something that I can play some rhythm to. Or I could do this. See, this is why you need to write stuff down. I'm going to get rid of that one. This is going to be just a dry rhythm sound. Okay? So I'm going to bypass that delay. Okay? Now, go here, and we're going to do on that delay, and we're also going to turn on a parameter change. Make sure the fat switch is on, off, and my switch state is going to be link A. Go back. My custom label is going to be RHYDLY. And we're going to save it. Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead and do a lead sound now. And it's going to be on off. I'm going to choose my Nashville Dirt. And let's do the delay as well. Leave that on. I need to go and name it LD for lead. Do the switch link is going to be A. Okay. This needs to be on, folks. Alright, so let's get the right amount of dirt. This is more of like a Nashville lead kind of sound. It's not going to be hard rock or metal by any means, but... So I'm just listening for dirt and overall level and tonality. Let's say, for example, that I also want to adjust the volume of my delay. So I'm going to go here. We're going to go mix. So the active value is going to be, let's make it a little bit higher. Okay. My inactive value is going to be 13. Confirm that. I also want to make sure that my fat switch is on. So go to fat, active, inactive, bada bing, bada boom. Okay. So now, yeah. All right, cool. Now we have a slight issue here with our colors. So we got blue for clean. Let's change the rhythm colors real fast. So go down, active color. Let's make the rhythm cyan, I guess. And then this one is going to be, we'll make this one we'll make it yellow. How about that? All right, so we got clean rhythm just by turning on the fat switch. Rhythm with delay. And then lead. And that also has the fat switch on the amp. All right, now we can go here, click on this one, and this is going to be a simple on-off. So we're going to have the studio and the tremolo on, a little bit of delay. Something like that. Confirm. This color is going to be, let's do orange. Switch length is going to be A. And my name is going to be clean trim. Like that. Save all this. Okay. So now, here is my, why does it do that? Okay. Sometimes the pedal state, on-off state, is not in the correct option that you want, so you got to go and just do it. Okay, so I'm turning those off like that. So we can go clean, clean with trim. Okay, rhythm. Okay, delay, rhythm delay. Go to fit switch assign. We can move these around, by the way. We can just go like that, you know, if we wanted to, but we're not. We're gonna fill up all the switches, and then we can move things around if we want. So this is gonna be on and off. We'll go ahead and do a really ambient sound here, like so. And let's see what color we want this. We'll make it purple again. We'll do a switch link as switch A. Custom label is going to be A and B for ambient. And this is essentially a preset that I can use like right away at church or something like that. So, okay, so what's going on here? I turn this on, and you can see the pedals are like in different states. So I need to go to my ping pong, make sure that's on, which it is. The cloud needs to be on. The nebula definitely needs to be on. All right, so now let's adjust some sounds here. We got pitch decay, mod, high cut, low cut, spillover is on, so that's good. You always want spillover to be on, so that way when you go to a different sound, all that delay and reverb, whatever it is, spills over. I'm gonna turn the mix down on all this. We'll save it. So let's go to tremolo, for instance. Now at this point it'd be really cool to just copy and paste that setting onto another switch, which I thought you could do before, but maybe not. No, I don't think you could, but let me go to swell, turn on all this stuff, make sure my studio compressor's on, and confirm. Also going to make sure that my fat switch is on the amplifier. So on, off. Latching is going to be switch A. Custom label. This is going to be my swell because it's so swell. Okay. Now. So now you can see that when I go back to my ambient, the swell actually turned on, which is dumb because I didn't tell it to do that. But maybe I did, I don't know. Turn that back on. Okay, bring the mix down. Let's make the swell about 1200 milliseconds. Maybe a little bit slower. What key am I playing in anyway? Goes my tap divisions again. Okay. Let's check all this again. So. Oh, what do I want? I actually want that to be off, and I want this one to be on. Let's see if that stays true. No, it don't. Okay. Let's change that up a little bit. That block delay is going to be on. That's true. But this lead... Okay, I see what I did. I have the parameter being changed. Let's just do this. Let's turn that off and turn that on. Confirm. Okay. Rhythm, ping pong. Okay. Let's do one more winning combination here. Let's actually swap these, and that's cool how that did that. All right, so we're going to go on and off. We are going to... Okay, we're going to turn on the Nashville drive. We're going to turn on the phaser. We're going to make sure the ping pong, the cloud. Ping pong in the cloud. That should be pretty good. We'll have to experiment a little bit. And this one's going to be called LD Ambient. Now, it's interesting, even though the letters are lowercase, it's automatically putting everything in uppercase, which is fine. I don't care. Okay. Save, save. So now my goal is this. I want to... You can see that my Nashville drive is not on. What the crap? What the crap? And then this needs to be on. But we're going to have the speed super slow. It's interesting, all right. I mean, really, the phase sound is not something I really use a lot. I mean, I'll leave it in there just for fun, but so now it's coming in on that. Come on. Don't be dumb. Let's bypass that one. All right, I see what's happening. We're just gonna go in here to our lead sound. We're gonna do block multi. We're gonna... How's this working? The block is multi. I'm going to turn off that phaser there. Switch A. See, this is not something I can really do in like a 10-minute video. There's so many details to work out as you're building your preset. Then I feel like after every change, you have to check your work to make sure everything's doing what you want. All right, I really feel that whenever I use tremolo, it's always in a church context, or at least in this case. So let's go with the multi here, and let's actually turn on that cloud reverb, like so. We'll save it. Okay, so let's go back. Of course, it didn't turn on. Okay, now it's staying on. It's good. Let's adjust this cloud reverb here a bit. We've got pretty long decay. Let's dampen the lows, dampen the highs a bit. Turn the mix up. Yeah, interesting. Whoa. We got depth. Ooh. Okay. Now, is this something I can use for recording, playing at church, going to a blues jam? Yeah, probably so. Now, this reverb needs to be on. Come on now. Just checking all the stuff. Whoa. Turn that mix down a bit. Clean trim. Nebula sounds cool. Let's bring the pitch decay up a little bit. Bring the mix up a little bit.